Bossk here going into battle with an Imperial officer who's our commander. Bossk will be running he has offensive push. She has Lieutenant Uhura, she'll have emergency stims, keep around a little bit longer. Scout trooper sniper over here. We've got one group of naked stormtroopers. We've got another group of stormtroopers with the DLT and recon intelligence. And finally the ATST, which also has grenade launchers, and General Weiss is piloting it. Also, one note, the strike team does have recon intelligence also. Okay, let's get into the Rebel forces first. We've got Lando Calrissian leading the charge here with Ursa and Tristan Wren running Clan Wren. We've got two units of Rebel troopers. One's got a Rebel officer. Other one has a Z6 with a medical droid. An AT-RT with flamethrower. And Lando's got portable scanner, aggressive tactics, and endurance. Clan Wren is absolutely loaded to the gills here. They got jetpack rockets, emergency stims, and I think they have offensive push. And that's the Rebel forces. So we're going with victory conditions. Elimination, which means a victory point for every unit you kill, with additional victory point if it's a commander, operative, or heavy. And deployment, we're going with flanking positions, and conditions are going to be war weary, which means basically if you're panicked, you can't use your commander's courage value at range 3. Instead, it's only to a minimum of 1. On the Rebel side of things, well, they've got they've got the AT-RT thing right there with the flamethrower. They're behind that for some cover. These guys did have recon intelligence. They were able to move up a little bit to get behind the barricade. Lando's kind of staying close to give him his courage value. And our Clan Wren has gone totally rogue here. They're going way off of the flank and taking on that big bad boy. So both forces are deployed. Let's take a look at the board and see what we got. So out here we've got a clump of trees, light cover. The corpse pile is rough terrain. The crashed pod there, we'll call that heavy cover. 4 barricades out there, one down here, and of course we have some trees up there for light cover. The Imperials have 2 units with recons. They were able to deploy a little closer to those barricades over here and over there. Bossk is hanging out here in the trees, and everybody else is cowering for cover behind the ATST. So I made a slight boo-boo earlier before we deployed. Clan Wren had deployed a little bit past their deployment zone. I moved them back, so they're legal now, and we'll get started. So Lieutenant Uhura goes kind of conservative with assault, 3 units, and then of course Lando goes ultra conservative, standing orders. He wants to kind of see what they're going to do first. So Lieutenant Uhura has given out 3 orders: strike team, herself, and the ATST. Lando gave out 1 order to the AT-RT. So the ATST will activate, probably do a move action, and probably take a shot at those fellows just down there on that barricade. So that stump there caused the ATST to do a double move because he had to move around it, and that took these guys out of his firing arc, so he had to move again, swivel this way, and there he is. So an opportunity has presented itself to Clan Wren. They don't have an order token on them, but he'll go to his stack and see if he pulls one, because they might, if he does, they're in a good position to take a shot at this ATST. So Lando drew himself, and he just did a move action, putting him here. With the other action, he uses portable scanner to give these guys a dodge token, and I have to show you his contingencies cards he's running this game. They're right over here. And I'll show you how that works a little bit later. Empire's up next. I'll activate their strike team, and they're going to take a shot at those troopers right over there. So unfortunately, the Rebel troopers over there can't spend their dodge token that Lando gave them because they have the DLT sniper here, and when he's firing, they can't spend dodges. They did roll a block to his crit, but unfortunately for the Rebels, being a sharpshooter, he gets to cancel out that 1 block, and 1 hit/wound goes through. Well, luckily, those Rebels had a medical droid with them because Medical droid took that wound and put it on himself. So the AT-RT will activate next. Now he also got that aim token from his linked targeting array when Lando gave him an order during the order phase. So we can do a move action to get closer to these guys and hopefully kill them. So a quick move action for AT-RT. Took a shot at those guys over there, 3 white dice. He did score a surge, which for him surges to crit, which did negate that light cover they would have gotten, but they did block it, so only a suppression going down on the Stormtroopers. So the Empire activates next, and the situation is this. This unit has a suppression token on them already from that last attack, so if they activate and they don't rally and remove that suppression, they're going to panic and run right off the edge of the map. So the only way we can get them some help would be to get our lieutenant over there. She does have a movement range of medium, but remember we're playing War Weary, which means she has to be within range 1 of these guys to use her courage value instead, not range 3. So, oh boy. I think she's going to try to run over there anyways. So with her double move action, it wasn't enough to put her... She's not in range for them to use her courage value, unfortunately, because of the War Weary. So, but she is closer, so maybe next turn she can... they can move... If they can rally, they can move back to her. If they don't rally when they activate, it's just they're off the map. The Rebels are really miscalculated with this one, because by moving Lando over there on their last turn, on their last activation, these guys are going to panic because they just failed their... I just rolled, they failed their rally, so now they are panicked, and they can't use his courage value because he's out of range, because of the War Weary. So these guys are going to become panicked, and oh boy. So they're panicked, and they can only do one thing, which is do a move action to the nearest edge of the table, and that's right here. And yeah, these guys have run away. So that's huge for the Rebels, man. Yeah, I don't know if the Empire will score this because they did run away. The Empire didn't kill them, so I'll double check the rules on that. I checked the rule book, and yes, this is considered a defeated unit. When a unit panics and runs off the board, it's defeated. Therefore, the Empire will score 1 point for this. So Bossk will activate next. He probably should... Oh man, he's already on this side of the table. I'm thinking he probably should maybe... I don't want to go all the way across the table. That's a waste of time. He'll have to move in position to take out that AT-RT. So Bossk did double move action and move into this position over here. And that's his activation. So Clan Ren will activate next for the Rebels, and we'll see if they can get in position to get in the rear flank of this AT-ST. So yeah, using jetpack rockets, they were able to score 2 hits on the AT-ST, and that's it. So Empire is going to activate this group of suppressed troopers. Let's take care of the rally step and see what happens. Well, unfortunately for them, they failed their rally test. They become panicked, and I believe that's going to be enough from this leader to the base to get them off the edge of the map. I'll measure it and see. And they also ran away and got panicked. So this War Weary is a tough condition. Rebels' last activation this round will be this group here. They're going to try to just clamber over this thing, climb over it, and hopefully get in range to droid popper the AT-ST. So the Rebels attacked the AT-ST, and their attack pool had a bunch of dice in there. They did score 3 crits for 3 wounds, and the droid popper, which gave the ion token. Last activation for the Empire is going to be this squad of stormtroopers, and they are going to not make the same mistake their brothers made. They're going to go ahead and move closer to our lieutenant. So status of the board, the Rebels are getting up on the AT-ST over there, but this is a very bad position for them. The Rebels have to get the first activation next round to move these guys out of that front arc, otherwise they're going to be dead. Back over here, the strike team's still in position. Stormtrooper's moving up on the side, and Bossk has come out here to do his thing on this AT-RT. So that's kind of where we stand at the end of round 1. So welcome back to round 2. We've got Pinned Down being played by the Empire, and we've got Idiots arrayed by the Rebels. So Rebels will get the first activation here, and Lando gets some cool stuff he can do. Let's see how it works out. So the orders are given out. The ATST has an order, and Lando himself also has an order over there. Plus he gets a dodge and an aim token from his command card, Fool's Array. So command card, Idiot's Array gives Lando Gunslinger and Marksman. Gunslinger's great. He can make an attack on 2 different units. And it won't cost him, it's legal because of the card, so he can get one on the ATST and maybe one on Bossk if he can get in range. So I think he's going to do a move action first and then attack both. So Lando did do a move action, and now he took a shot at the ATST. He rolled 2 blanks, so there's no point in using that aim token, even with Marksman. It only upgrades one of the blank dice to a hit, and the hit would bounce off the ATST anyway, so he just leaves it, and nothing on the ATST. So Lando does, with his second from Gunslinger, he does fire all the way across there at Bossk, scoring 2 hits, including a critical. So Bossk did block one of them, so Bossk gains a wound and a suppression. And yeah, go figure. He misses the big thing right in front of him, but hits the guy way off to the side. So Empire's up next to activate their big ATST, and we have an Ion token, so we only get 1 action this turn. So it's an attack. It's going to be either on the troopers or Lando. We're not going to do Lando because we want Bossk to kill Lando for the bounty, so it's going to instead attack these troopers right over here. Well, that attack went as we expected. There was 5 hits scored. They blocked 2 of them, so 3 wounds, 3 guys removed, and a suppression. And that ends its activation. It will lose its Ion token. So Rebels go up next. They're going to activate these troopers right here. They did fail their rally, but they do have a Rebel officer with them, so he adds +1 to their courage. So they're still not panicked, just suppressed. They will get, I think, 1 less activation though. Okay, so this unit is not suppressed. And earlier in the game, the 2 units, the stormtroopers over there and these guys over here that ran off the board, I actually messed the panic up on that. It's twice their courage value to see if they're panicked. I did not factor that in. I forgot. Mental mistake there. But it equaled out to both sides, so we're going to let it stand for now. And these guys will get both of their activations. So the Rebels are going to do a double move action to kind of get some cover over here since they're dying out. And again, sorry about earlier in the game when I messed the courage values up of those troopers over here and over there, but every now and then you get a mind fart. But it equaled out on both sides. We're just going to keep on going, as I said before. So Strike Team operates next. They've got 2 possible targets. They've got the Mandalorians there, and they might have a target over there at the ATRT. But Lando is sort of a target, but you can kind of see they sort of have a slight bead, but he's obstructed, and Lando does have a dodge token over there to boot, so they're thinking the best target might be the Mandalorians over here. So these snipers are really doing their job. They get themselves an aim token, and they were able to kill off. They got 2 wounds through, killing off one of the Mandalorians, so leaving Ursa and Tristan left. So the ATRT is going to go and activate, and I think he's going to go after Bossk. The flamethrower was a little overkill on Bossk, but it did do its job. It scored a wound, and Bossk gains another suppression. And I also forgot to give a suppression earlier to Clan Ren. That's been taken care of as well. So our Stormtrooper squad is going to activate. I'm thinking do a move action, which will put them in range, take a shot over here at Clan Ren. I mean, they won't kill them, but they might get another suppression on them, and I think the courage value is 2 for them. Well, it was a bit of a long shot, but they did take a shot over here at the Clan Ren. They got a hit and a crit, and Clan Ren got a block, so 1 wound goes on Tristan, but more importantly, a suppression goes on Clan Ren. Now this means when Clan Ren activates, they only get 1 activation, not 2. So Clan Ren's going to activate next. I think they do have emergency stims. I forgot about that, so we'll put this wound on the emergency stims instead. They only have 1 activation, so I think it's best if they probably target... They want to target the ATST, but let these guys do it. They'll just go ahead and worry about this group over here. So Ursa and Tristan did their job. They scored As you can see here, wow, 5 hits, and well, 2 of those being criticals. The Stormtroopers didn't roll so well. They blocked 1, but Clan Ren has a Pierce 1, so that cancels that one out. That's 5 hits going through, and that will definitely kill this unit. Lieutenant Uhura will activate next, and I think that side of the table is a little too far for her. And the strike team's been doing a very effective job in the center of the table. I think she's going to kind of move this way and go after that AT arc. So she is in range for next activation, next turn. So Rebels are out of activations, and of course we'll go Bossk will finally activate. Let's see what he does. So Bossk did rally. He removed 1 suppression. He is no longer suppressed. He'll get 2 actions. I think 1 will be a move, 1 will be attack. So Bossk did use Frenzy. He did score a hit and a crit. Now, the hit gets blocked by the armor on the ATRT, and the ATRT was successful in blocking the crit. So no damage to the ATRT. So a quick overview of the board. So a pretty even game so far. We'll see how it closes out. On to round 3. So start of round 3. Empire's going with Merciless Munitions and all in for the Rebels. And Bossk gets to do some really cool stuff this turn. So for the Empire, Bossk gave himself an order. And Lando gave out 3. 1 to himself, 1 to Clan Ren, and 1 to the ATRT. Oh, I almost forgot. He also gets to give out an observation token to any unit he has line of sight to up to range 3. That was only the ATRT because the ATST he has line of sight to, but the ATRT does not because Bossk is blocking, and so is Lieutenant Uhura. And then he doesn't have line of sight to these guys either because of this. And then that's that. Okay, so I'm thinking what Bossk should do is do a frenzy on that, on the RT, and then he's going to go ahead and arm the bomb. So Bossk did do 1 wound on the RT there, the ATRT, with frenzy, and now he's going to go ahead and arm the bomb. So Bossk has gone ahead with his second action. He's armed the bomb. The only downside was I think putting on this ATRT was probably a wasted effort because poison is one of the side effects of it. I don't think poison affects vehicles, but I'll check the rules and see if that is the case. I forgot to mention that Bossk does get a small move after he arms it, and he's already right up against this barricade anyway, so he just hops right over it, and winds up right there. So Lando cannot stay there. He's going to have to activate. He does not want to be the sole target of this ATST. So question is, where does he move to and what does he do? I'm thinking he's probably better off moving out of the firing arc of the ATST first and then trying to target somebody if he can. So even with that first action being a move, he's still in the front arc of that ATST. Boy, it's not good. He'll have to move again. So not a great activation for the Rebels. Lando had to, couldn't attack anybody. He had to move out of range of that ATS to get out of its firing arc. And now he's up here next to the strike team. So Lieutenant Uhura is going to activate next. I'm thinking she's just going to have to give herself an aim token and take a shot at the RT. So she used her aim token. It didn't help her. No hits on the the ATRT. And that ends her activation. So Clan Ren should definitely activate next. We'll do the rally for them and then see what they do. So they didn't rally. They got that surge token because in the command phase, Lando's got aggressive tactics and he gave them one even though they really don't need it. But that was the only really eligible unit he could give it to, so that's why it's there. They should attack the ATST, but I'm thinking the strike team's a better target. So Clan Ren did a move action first to get behind this barricade. Then they took a shot over here at these guys. I'm not sure if we should give them cover for this because line of sight from Ursa going across, it doesn't really. I'll give them light cover for this, and yeah. So it kind of wouldn't matter anyways because this is light cover here, obscuring it 1. Plus they have, they have low profile, giving them light cover anyways for cover 2 combined. Didn't matter because these guys did roll. They scored 3 hits, Now, the cover 2 did block 2 of them, so 1 hit went through. They did block it, but Tristan has lethal, and it gives him, I think, he has Pierce 1, so he can cancel out their 1 block, giving them 1 wound. So this model comes off. And they get a suppression for the hit going through, and also Tristan's weapon is suppressive, which drops another suppression token on them. And also, one note, that wound does come back on Tristan because it only stays on the emergency stims for until the end of his next activation. So the ATST is definitely going to activate next. He's going to do a pivot and probably take a shot at Lando. He's wide open. So Mr. Cool himself, Billy D. Williams, is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 hits from the ATST. Let's see what he rolls for defense, and hopefully he rolls for his life. Okay, this is an important roll. It might be for the game. So let's see. They scored 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits on him. He rolls 4 defense dice. Oh boy. Alright, he blocked 2 of them. Now his uncanny luck does give him to reroll 2 dice. He'll reroll those now. Another surge. He blocked 3 of them. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He blocks 3, taking just 1 wound. And a suppression. So the strike team will activate. They were successful. Raleigh did remove 1 suppression, so they are no longer suppressed. He'll get 2 actions. And I think it's kind of tough to say, but I'm thinking either Lando or Clan Ren. Well, Lando's out in the open. They'll go for him. So the strike team got themselves an aim token. They took a shot at Lando. They only scored 1 hit, and he blocked it. And yeah, so that was it with uncanny. Well, he blocked it with the uncanny luck. So once again, the Captain Cool himself hangs in there. So our rebel troopers here will activate next. I'm thinking maybe come out here and take a shot in the rear of the ATST. So that puts him right here in the rear arc of the ATST. So using the droid poppers and our Z6 trooper, we scored 1 wound on the ATST in the back. And this comes off because they used it right now. And that's our activation. So up last for this round is going to be the ATRT. He's going to probably back up, I think, and take a shot at Bossk. So the first move is completed. He's still in range 1 of that bomb, I believe, but he'll run the risk. He's going to go ahead and fire at Bossk. So the flamethrower did cause 2 wounds and a suppression on Bossk, and he'll have his activation. So status of the board, Rebels are ganging up on the ATST, and down here the Empire is ganging up on the ATRT. Still too close to call. Start round 5. Empire's playing I've Altered the Deal, and Rebels are playing Ambush. This prevents Lando from going to his contingency cards, and that's where we'll go. Rebels with first activation. So the Mandalorians will activate first. They're going to do a recover action, and then they're going to go ahead and take a shot in the rear of this ATST. Attack went pretty well. They did score a crit and a hit. The hit upgraded to a crit because they're in the rear arc. And the ATST did block 1 of them, so 1 critical went through for 1 more wound on the ATST. So Bossk will activate next. He'll give himself a dodge token. He'll take an attack, and he will detonate this round. So do the frenzy attack first, then he'll detonate. So Bossk did the job. This frenzy attack did score 2 criticals. The ATRT didn't block them, so 2 more wounds means it's out. He didn't have to detonate after all. And Bossk did regenerate 1 wound at the end of his activation. So going to the stack, they drew Lando. He'll take a aim and a punch at the sniper. So Lando Clubber Langed our sniper over here in the corner and removing him from the game. Lieutenant Uhura will activate next. Her pistol is only in range of 2, so as you can see, she's pretty far away from most of the action out there. She'll do a double move action to get closer. So she double times it out there to midfield. Troopers will activate next. This might be it for the ATST. They did score one critical hit, but the ATST did block it, but they did put down their ion token on it. The ATST finally activates. We'll have to roll to see what kind of damage he gets. Okay, so the ATST is disabled, which means he can't reverse and must spend 2 actions to perform a single non-pivot move. He can't go in reverse and 2 actions for a non-pivot move. So that must mean he must be able to pivot. Now the ion means he gets 1 less activation, so he only has 1 activation. I guess he could pivot, and that's what he's going to do for his turn. So all he could do is pivot. That's all he could do this turn. At the end of round 5, too close to call, and we'll move on to round 6. So, start of round 6, Empire played ambush, and Rebels played push with only 2 pips. Lando went to his contingencies and pulled out sabotage communications, had to roll for it, and the Rebels won the roll. They'll have that first activation. So, command phase, Rebels gave the order to the Mandalorians, and the Empire gave their order to the ATST. Mandalorians activate first. So Clan Ren's actually going to do a jump. They're going to jump over here to the back side of it and take a shot at the ATST. So Clan Ren was successfully scored 1 more wound on the ATST. So the ATST does activate next. It has an ion token on it already. It's damaged, so it rolled its white dice. And it lost an activation from being damaged, so it has no activations. It can do nothing but sit there, and that's the end of its activation. The Mac Daddy himself, Lando Calrissian, will activate next. He's going to take a shot at that ATST. He is not in the rear arc. Ooh. Let's see what happens. So Lando took the shot. He scored 2 crits. The ATST did block one of them, but this one still gets through as a wound, and that will be enough as the 11th wound on the ATST, and it is now dead. Empire is down to Lieutenant Uhura and Mr. Bossk, and she will activate. So Lieutenant Uhura went ahead and she moved and then took a shot at the Mandalorians. She did score a wound on them, so she killed poor Tristan. So Rebel Troopers activate next. Lieutenant Uhura is in heavy cover over there. They really don't have a line of sight to her anyways. So Bossk is their only target. They'll take an aim token and take a shot at him. They did score 3 crits on that. Bossk, even with his white defense dice, he did block 2 of them. So he took a wound, and that's it. So it comes down to Bossk. He is going to have to take those guys out. If he does, the game will finish in a tie. If he doesn't, the Rebels win by 1. Bossk came through with causing 2 wounds, but just not enough to finish off that unit. And let's go look at the final scoring. Alright, so final score is going to be 5-3 Rebels over Empire. That's what got killed over there, and over here, just not enough. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Fun game, enjoyed it, and look for more content coming soon.